Alright, good morning, negotiators. You're welcome to another edition of Drive Smart with Lapis. On Monday, we were here talking about vehicle documentation every motorist must have. And on today's edition, we quite have our guest who spoke on Monday, Engineer Obosede Godfrey, and my name is Abati Oluwadamila. Engineer Obosede Godfrey is the Test Center Manager of Java Inspection Center. Engineer Godfrey, over to you.
Good morning, Lagos. Good morning, Nigerians. So we are here today to continue the conversation we started on Monday, as earlier stated by the hosts. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you for granting our request. Thank you for being here to educate our motorists on the vehicle documentation they must have. Let's quickly have a recap of what we said on Monday. On Monday, we talked about private vehicles and commercial vehicles, which you make mention of. Their vehicle documentation private vehicle must have, and their vehicle documentation commercial vehicle must have. On Monday, you make mention that commercial vehicle must have acne permits. And you make mention of this one that is meant for carrying loads. I don't know. Can you recap? You make mention of hackney permits.
Hackney permits. Then we'll talk about local government papers. We talk about for the driver itself. You should have a last three card as well.
Oh.
So depending on the type of vehicle that you are driving, or for that's being used for commercial purpose, some you can also have other documentation such as, like I mentioned, local government paper. You have state carriage. You have state carriage for trucks, for some certain categories of vehicle. Not all commercial vehicles you actually need that for. And some other documentation, depending on the type of commercial vehicle. But let's take, for instance, we are driving a Corolla, a Toyota Corolla, registered in a company name. Yes, such is 10 commercial, so you are supposed to have last three as a driver. You are supposed to have a hackney permit, the vehicle. And such vehicle, depend on the usage, you are also supposed to have the local government documents.
Alright, thank you very much. That was just a wrap of what we spoke about on Monday. We spoke about the specialization of vehicle documents every private and commercial vehicle must have. On today's edition, we'll move forward, and Officer Godfrey, you make mention of roadworthiness, insurance, vehicle license. Which documents are actually important to be inside the vehicle? I mean, they must go with you everywhere you go, just like MTN used to say it. Everywhere you go, yeah, these documents have to be in your vehicle. And which ones are better stored at home?
Okay, apart from your receipt of purchase, I think every document you have ought to be in the vehicle.
Including your location?
There's a but, yes, there's a but. But in the sense that most documents you don't have to go with the original document. Yes, the originals, definitely you can store them at home, but you have to go with photocopies. But take note that there are some documents that is even clearly written on them that you have to go with the original copy.
Such like?
As we go by, if I remember the name, I'll let you know. Okay. They do acquire it usually for truck. It's stated there. The document that you have to go with the original copy. So, but document like vehicle license, roadworthiness, insurance, and all, so you don't need to be going around with the original document. You can just make a clear photocopy, and then you keep the rest at home. Then you have to have them with you.
Alright, negotiators, you can hear that you don't need to go everywhere with your original document. You can actually go with your photocopy. Make sure your photocopy is intact in your vehicle in case you're being stopped by the enforcement officer. And Engineer Godfrey, I've seen vehicles have this sticker on their windscreen. Yeah, some saying perhaps a part of the vehicle license or a part of the roadworthiness. Do you think that should be stored at home, or is better on the windscreen so that they have the photocopy inside the vehicle?
The way those documents are designed, so there's a detachable part, you can actually stick to your windscreen. So now there's no clear law that says you must have it there, for instance. So it now depends on you, the vehicle owner or user. Because some persons, they don't like anything to stick to their windscreen or any part of the vehicle. They like everything as clean as possible. But while there are some, they just feel, okay, let me just put it there, so there's no need me searching for other documents when I'm being stopped by enforcement on the road team. So if any enforcement team stop me on the road, they can easily see whatever they are looking for. The vehicle license is there, the road ordinance, as the case may be. So it depends on the vehicle user. So there is no law that says you must have it there. But take notes, there's a little badge, sticker that comes with plate number. At some point it wasn't available, but recently I observed that it comes with plate number as well, a tiny sticker. You just have vehicle, I think vehicle registration, something initials on it with the plate number also. That's too, it's always advisable you have that on your if you have it. That one doesn't expire. It's not like other.
It's a lifetime.
Exactly. It comes with the plate number. So you just stick it to part of your windscreen.
Alright, thank you very much, Engineer Godfrey. In case you're just joining us, this is Drive Smart This, and we are discussing the topic vehicle documentation every motorist must have. Alright, so I was just wondering, what if motorists lost their car documents? What if it is stolen or damaged? What can they do? Okay. Do they need to renew? Is it on the system? Can they reprint it or something?
First of all, for any loss of vehicle documents, you need to report to the law enforcement agency, the police. So you have to report it officially. Then you obtain a police report for that and affidavit stating all the documents that were actually stolen or missing, as the case may be. So with that, you can further take that document to any of the offices. Let's say the VIS office. So you present for roadworthiness, for instance, you present it. Okay, this is what happened. Stated there clearly that okay, ABC is actually missing because of whatever happened. So the office definitely will look into it. But talking about if your documents, your data are available on the systems, yes, they are. But you can't just walk into the office and say, okay, this document can help me.
You have to be a legit report that it was stolen or lost.
And the office definitely will look into it.
Alright, thank you very much. Alright, let's take this one. How can motorists actually keep track of their expiry date? You've had cases or have heard of cases where they say, I don't know, my vehicle document expired, there's different dates between this and this and this, and I'm kind of confused that this is my expiry date. Can you just enlighten our motorists on how better they can keep track of their expiry date? I mean, their vehicle document expiry date.
Let me put it this way. How do we keep tracks on our date of birth?
We have that already.
You should also have that.
No. You mean I should have this on me? The roadworthiness, the vehicle license, the driver's license, the CMR, the this, the that.
Yeah, truth is definitely you need to have the record for some of these things. And another thing, the world we are today presently, especially here in Lagos State, this documentation, vehicle documentation is so digitalized that even with your smartphone, you can actually keep tracks on your vehicle documents. So
yeah,
without even seeing the papers themselves. So by putting your plate number in some of these sites to verify, okay, when is so and so expiring, you see the link. You can check your vehicle license online yourself. You can check your insurance policy online yourself. You can also check your roadworthiness, the validity online yourself, and the expiry date, they'll be there. So you can see those things yourself. So definitely you can keep track. So It should be a thing of, let's say you want to go to bed in the evening, with your smartphone, you can just even put in your plate number to some of those sites and you see the validity of your vehicle document.
Okay, thank you very much, Engineer Godfrey. I'll also just add this, that you can actually have all your dates, the dates of your expiring documents on your calendar, on your Google calendar, and that will serve as a reminder when it comes up. It will actually alert you that this document is going to expire perhaps on the 21st of July 2026 or in 2027. Just make do of your Google calendar. I think that can help better. Alright, thank you. And now, what are the common mistakes motorists actually make regarding vehicle documentation? Maybe some of them might just think this is not necessary, CMR is not necessary. What do you think are the common mistakes they do make?
Common mistakes. One, we've observed that some vehicle owners don't even pay attention to their vehicle documentation.
Wow, that's serious.
You have a case of somebody driving a vehicle with a wrong vehicle document that belongs to another car. So, and the person, you ask, okay, where is your vehicle license, for instance? And the person will confidently bring it and show it to you.
And the registration plates are quite different from the vehicle present. Wow, that's
so, and some, you can have that, but the chassis number is totally different. There's error on the chassis number. So some error in name, some error in vehicle registration details, and you discover that the VIS libraries over time, yes, they've been ensuring that all these are affected in the system by ensuring that if there's any error in your vehicle documentation, especially when such vehicle is presented from inspection, they ensure that you effect all necessary corrections. So before all of this, then another thing is that there are some of this documentation for now that even the office in charge have pronounced that okay, there is no enforcement on this at the moment. Talking about vehicle license, yes, it's a must-have. Then roadworthiness is a must-have. Insurance policy is a must-have. But CMR, they are the big boss in police. The IG mentioned that for now there is no enforcement on that, but it's advisable you have it. Team permit also presently no enforcement on that, but it's also advisable you have it. But for Abuja, he has also stated they have a special case for that, whereby there's enforcement on that in Abuja. But here in Lagos, there's no enforcement on that. So CMRO team permit, no enforcement on it at the moment here in Lagos State, because it's advisable you have if you can.
Alright, thank you, Engineer Godfrey. You made mention of some mistakes in the chassis digits. How can motorists actually identify that this is their chassis? Where can they find their chassis? Most of them just go to the office, the test center, renew their documents and just go home. Do you understand? Like, how can they actually confirm that the chassis on their documentation is actually the one on their vehicle? Where can they check? Is it on the windscreen? Is it inside the boot? Is it in the bonnet? Where can they check to ascertain that this chassis is actually valid?
Alright. You discover that vehicle owners, their chassis number, some are rare. For the sake of, some of us that are not aware where you can find it, different vehicles have different places where you can see the chassis number.
Okay.
For instance, the door panel, the driver's door panel, once you open the door, here you have specification for your tire pressure, tire gauge, the size of tire you're supposed to have. There's a sticker for that. There's another one where you have your chassis number. Most cases, it contains of 17 alphanumeric digits. So you can have numbers, you can have letters combined together, making a total number of 17 digits. But there are some cases that you don't have up to that. Depends on the kind of vehicle. Let's say like Suzuki Every, their chassis number.
Otherwise known as Korokwe.
Yeah, exactly. Their chassis number is not up to 17.
What about Keke Napep? Do they have up to 17 digits as well?
Keke Napep, some Most cases, some have, some doesn't. Yes,
Oh.
some has up to 17. But irrespective of that, it's usually engraved also in the chassis, in the frame. You can also have that in some vehicles. At the front of the driver's windscreen, some vehicles you can also have it there, written there. Some, when you open the bonnet, you can also have it under the bonnet.
Wow.
It's stamped there or engraved in the bonnet. Some even books, some you have it in all the doors. Once you open the door, by the door side, you have the chassis number there. And some cases, let's say some particular model of Toyota Hilux, you also have it engraved in the chassis number at the rear right side, that is the passenger side at the back, where you have your tire there. Yeah, so
okay.
just look under the tire, you can see the chassis number.
So it's located in different areas of the vehicle.
Exactly. So our advice, not for you to overstress, just put in your type of vehicle you are using, the make and the model and the year of that vehicle. Just put it online, as Google can easily direct you to where you can easily find it. Because there's no single spot. I can't tell you, okay, this is where you must see it, because you can find it in different locations, in different vehicles.
Alright, if you're just joining us, this is Drive Smart with Languis, and we are discussing vehicle documentation every motorist must have. And Engineer Godfrey, something actually came to my mind, we've had cases where vehicles were involved in an accident, you understand, and some of the vehicle parts was changed. In that situation, what if we are having two different chassis on the vehicle? What do we do in that situation?
Okay.
Yeah.
There's an office here in Lagos State called Autovin.
Okay.
So such vehicle, you are supposed to present it to that office, so they will examine and issue you a certificate to confirm the actual chassis and further advise you on what to do.
Oh,
yes,
they will check the certificate and confirm the actual chassis that belongs to that vehicle.
Exactly, and the vehicle will be inspected. So they will inspect the vehicle and confirm that, and they will issue you a certificate for that.
Alright, thank you. Okay, yeah, thank you, Engineer Godfrey. You made mention earlier that motorists can actually go online to check the validity of their vehicle documents. Do you think if they are being stopped by enforcement officer and they choose not to present their perhaps photocopy of their documentation, and they believe that the enforcement officer should have access, so far it is digitalized, do you think they can be penalized for that?
Yes. If I'm not mistaken, there's a section of the law that says provided you have to provide your document to an officer upon demand.
Oh.
Yes, an officer has the right to demand, and once he demands, you have to what? To provide, to present. So yes, they have access to verifying this. That is why if you present a fake document to them, definitely they can tell, they should be able to know. Definitely you have to present your document to them for them to further do verification.
Alright, thank you. And we've had cases of fake documents, just like you mentioned. How can motorists, how can they detect, or how can they detect that this person is giving them fake documents, or how would they not be able? How would they fall victim of fake and fraudulent documentation? Do they need to visit the test center, or do they just do it online, or do they just give it to any random person that comes to them that, okay, I actually do vehicle documentation?
Okay. It's always advisable when you want to do your documentation, you visit the office to have them done. But even though you visited the office and you have them done, most of them, if not all these documents, where you can verify is always written on them. For example, every roadworthiness certificate, you have a means you can verify. It's written on the certificate. If you further read it below, you see that you can text something to one number like that to confirm
the validity of
and even online too, you can also confirm. Then insurance policy, a third party or comprehensive is also written on it. Ask NID to verify your policy. So you discover that the documents even that is even being issued to you have a means of verification on them. That just look through it and you see a way that you can verify. So to know if what you've been given is actually authentic.
Authentic.
Exactly. Or you are not being given a wrong document. Yeah. So you need to verify all of this.
Okay. Also, what advice would you give to someone that is just buying a fairly used vehicle, a fairly used Nigeria vehicle, a fairly used Tokumbo vehicle? What advice would you give them in regards to documentation?
Okay, with respect to documentation, when you have a fairly used vehicle, first thing first is to present such vehicle for inspection. Let's say for auto VIN inspection. One, they help you check the vehicle history, auto VIN. So history in the sense that has this vehicle been involved in an accident before? Was it stolen? Sometimes they also help detect the kind of mechanical failure or work that has been done in such vehicle. Yes, you have the whole history about that particular vehicle you want to purchase or you have just purchased. Then from there you can further proceed with other necessary registration by obtaining your plate number. And if it's a Nigeria used vehicle, you have to do what's called change of ownership because it was already owned by
previous owner.
Someone here already in Nigeria. So you have to do what is called change of ownership. But if it's a foreign used vehicle, meaning the data, no plate number has been tagged to it here in Nigeria, it's such you don't have to do change of ownership. You just proceed with a new registration.
Yes. Parent Lagosians, you're hearing it right from us. Engineer Godfrey Bukусike is our guest for today. You wanted to say something, sir?
Yeah, there is something I also want to say. I also advise, we all advise that when you have you want to buy, not after purchase, you want to purchase a vehicle.
Okay.
So we also advise for pre-inspection. So that vehicle you want to buy, take it to any land
like you mentioned on Monday.
Have it inspected, so you know where you're actually putting your money to. So to know, the vehicle physically, the body, the interior will look nice and all of that, but you don't have access to what is happening on the underneath.
But they can have their mechanic or technician to actually help them check the underneath.
I share an experience with you that someone have to change a fuel tank.
You did on Monday.
What did they call direct to combo?
Yes,
so the mechanic certify the vehicle 100%. The buyer certify 100% that this vehicle can go to anywhere. But in the course of inspection, it was discovered that it was in a dangerous state. So that's why it's always advisable that vehicle you want to buy or you just buy, bring it for inspection, voluntary or pre-purchase inspection, so you know that you're actually getting good value for your money. Yes, your mechanic can certify the engine is fine. Vehicle doesn't just run on the engine. There are so many other components underneath the vehicle that your mechanic cannot detect or will not be able to know. Even the braking system, whether there is excessive rust underneath, and everything can be so packaged. And another thing, talking about the exhaust system also, there's a component called catalytic converter. Catalytic converter.
Okay.
So mechanic, or they can just call it catalyst. Sometimes people buy vehicles and this thing has been removed unknowingly to them.
And is it important to have it inside a vehicle?
It's very, very key.
Is it converting energy to?
It's catalytic converter is a component that actually converts the excess toxic gases you have that is leaving the combustion chamber before it goes to the atmosphere. It ensures that you have less harmful gases that is going to the atmosphere. So imagine such a component is removed.
Missing.
So it has so many damaged or so many negative effects on the vehicle. So ranging from fuel consumption, the engine performance and all of that, yes. But in the course of you buying that vehicle, you will not know until you bring it to
present it
service.
for vehicle inspection.
So we can tell you that, oh, this vehicle you want to buy, the catalytic converter has been removed, or as the case may be, we'll let you know.
Alright, so you just heard it from Engineer Godfrey. If you want to purchase a vehicle, a fairly used vehicle, we advise that you bring it to LAPIS, Lagos Community Vehicle Inspection Service, for a pre-inspection to ascertain the condition of the vehicle before you put your money, your added money, your millions into that purchase. And Engineer Godfrey, let me take this. We've had cases whereby vehicle owners are not present, perhaps they've traveled. Can someone else renew the documents on their behalf? We have some that are living abroad and vehicles are stationed in Nigeria. Can another person renew the documentation and bring the vehicle for inspection on their behalf?
Yes, because definitely someone is using the vehicle. So long someone else can drive your vehicle, someone else can actually renew it on your behalf, because the data is already existing on the system. It's just a renewal process. So that person is not affecting anything new in the system. It's already existing data that you just have to revalidate. Yes, you can send someone to the appropriate office to help you do that.
Alright, speaking on that, we've had cases whereby the whole family might actually not be in Nigeria, they've traveled abroad, and the vehicle is stationed in their parking lot in their house, in their
compound.
No one is using it.
Okay.
Perhaps when they come back now, and they want to start using the vehicle, the vehicle documentation has expired. Do they take the vehicle to go and renew, or what do they do?
Okay, in such
to avoid all these penalties.
Yeah, such you've already verified that the documents have expired. Now you are back to the country. So it's advisable you go with the documents to the office without the car.
Without the car?
Yeah, because
you have to take the commercial.
Now for you to drive any vehicle on the road, your document has to be what? Valid. So you cannot take that vehicle in the name of I'm going to the office to renew, knowing fully where the documents have already expired. So you don't have to take such vehicle on the road. So you go with the document by other means to the office, have them renewed, then you can then use your vehicle.
Alright, thank you, Engineer Godfrey. The last one, what advice will you give to motorists as regards inspection, documentation, and for their safety and every other road users?
Okay. Advice I'll give to all of them is that, one, always keep track on your vehicle documentation. Find means of a reminder to remind you, okay, my document is expiring, ABC, when, with date. I have a friend that works on the island. How she keeps tracks on vehicle documentation is such that she shared the dates with some of her colleagues that, okay, my road ordinance is expiring so deal, so help me take notes. You, my vehicle license, help me take notes.
So as a colleague, I'm tasked with the responsibility.
And they put it in their own calendar, Google Calendar. So
of course you must pay me for that.
That time comes, it pop up and they'll notify, hello madam, your document is expiring, can you copy this? So, it happens. So find means of reminding yourself so that you not be caught off guard. That, okay, my document expired yesterday and I didn't know. So to avoid such, definitely find a means of keeping tracks on your documentation. And also always go with your valid documents before you embark on that journey. It's advisable that every morning before you set out on the journey, you do some certain checks on your car. You check your tires, check your wipers, all of these things. So while you are doing that, also check the documents that you also have in that vehicle if they are valid before you set out in the morning. So that is also a means you can use to remind yourself to know, okay, ABC is expiring so time.
Alright, thank you, Engineer Godfrey. Thank you for that enlightenment. Thank you for educating us this morning. Lagos Shares, this is where we'll put a wrap to today's edition of Dry Smart with Languis. Until we come up your way next week, Tuesday and Thursday. Bye for now.